Hey guys, looks like I'm about a minute late. I still don't understand StreamYard as well as I'd like to. Sometimes, lots of you use StreamYard, I'm sure. Sometimes it lets you keep your stream posted and go right back into it, and sometimes it makes you get a new code. So I just saw the notification pop up. So from YouTube, so that's nice. So welcome. How's everybody doing? We got some new people here, and really glad to have them and glad you could make it. You guys see me and hear me okay? Hey, Maria. PB Aquatics, welcome. Joey, welcome. Neurotic, welcome. Looks like we got about 14 people already in here. That's awesome. Oh, 10 to 4. Okay. Or 10-4. Okay. Sometimes we do a count like that, like 10 watching and 4 likes or that kind of thing. Hey, Brad, Mr. Fish, welcome. Hey, Andrew, welcome. See and hear me fine. Thank you, Chevy Fish. I'm gonna try to get this thing on the stick here so it's not quite as, hold your breath guys, because this is when I push the wrong button. It's when I do my Pam impression. So maybe not. Maybe I won't. So far so good. But yeah, I put a topic in about the tub and did a thumbnail about it. But hey, McAm. Hey, Anthony. Welcome. Great to see all you guys. Yeah, I was talking about the stream and what I did just because it's timely. We can talk about anything you guys want to, but I just wanted to, while the sun's going down, maybe walk outside a little bit. It's really, really nice out. Had several days of rain, which were a cold front coming through, and so now it's brought some cooler weather behind it. I've got a thermometer up here, but I keep it turned so I can see inside. And it says it's 66, 67 on it. So that's awesome. That is awesome. But I did check my temperature in the big tub here earlier. There's a little floating thermometer in there. And let me turn this around so you guys can see what I'm seeing, hopefully. And it was 69 in there. So for what I have in there, there we go. Awesome. Awesome. They should be okay. Got some guppies. I've got some brilliant rasboras. And I have some limias. So they should be all right. Now we're going to have some temperatures down in the upper 40s, lower 50s the next few nights, and then going up in the 60s, low 70s during the day. So it probably will be hard for the tub to get back up to the upper 60s. So I may drop a heater in it. I've got some outdoor electrical outlets, some down by that pond somewhere, and I think some on the side of the house there. So I'll drop in a heater. Another thing that can be done, those of you that follow Lucas Bretz, and other people do it as well. Ed's doing it. Chattanooga Ed on his tubs, I think, right now as he's breaking them down. Just cover it with something to help keep the heat in. Even if you don't have a heater in, it'll keep the heat from escaping the top. We all know heat rises, and the same thing with water, and also through evaporation, heat comes out. We know that. So, yeah, I've got crazy, crazy plants. And I've got to get rid of most of this stuff. So anybody wanting plants, let me know, message me, tell me where to meet up, tell me where to send them, and I'll be glad to get them to you. But I've got all kinds of floating stuff in there, and I've also got some stuff down in the water. I can't even remember what all was in there. Had to pull some of the stuff out last week so I could continue feeding. Now that leaves are starting to fall, the leaves are not autumn leaves. They're just leaves from us being in kind of a drought condition for a couple of months, and the trees are losing leaves now that it rained. But you can see we don't have any autumn colors at all. Nothing's turning it out. Maybe some, maybe way back up in the top there, but those are probably just leaves that died from the drought. But by and large, there's a few orange ones across the house there. Plenty of them on my house. I've got to get somebody to get up there for me. I can't get up there anymore. So yeah. Let me take a look here at chat and see what's going on. Got a super chat there for $4.99, so it came from someone's phone. And let me go back and see who that's from. Hey, Sandy, welcome. There's BTW Aquatics. Maria, thank you. It's not a super sticker, I don't think. Thank you, Maria. I appreciate it. Hey, Chewy, welcome. I was watching Rack's video earlier and got interrupted about his koi posted just recently, I think his last video. And I don't think I know I liked it because I usually like when I first go in, but I don't think I commented on it. So I need to go back and make sure I do that. There's Rob from Aquatic Aesthetics. It's one of my local fish stores. Great guy. He and Tammy are the owners. Foxy, howdy. Let's see who else is in here. Already said hi to Joey, but hi again. Lori, okay, if I didn't get you. Oh my God, sometime when we're bored to death. Hey Jason, Total Tropical TV. Jason's a very expensive fish keeper, as a lot of you are, but he's really given me some great advice on rainbows and other things. I just recently got into rainbows, so I'm still learning those from Dan's Fish, from Bob Steenfott, Jason, Total Tropicals. He was able to ID a fish that I got from PetSmart, a rainbow, and they were selling them as Australian. But they were, but it wasn't, your $3.99 Australian. It was a nice fish. I still have it. So, all right. If anybody does have any comments about the tubs, basically all I wanted to do was make the point that, people, and of course, naturally, we all do that. They say, oh, it's going down to 50 tonight. I've got to get my tub in today. But the next day, it may be back up to 75 or 80. So if you average those temperatures, you're going to get a 68, a 72. And as long as your tub's still getting, sun, and it's not raining all day, because that does cool it down, the cold rain going in and not getting sun. So, but as long as it's a fair day and the temperature gets up high enough, it'll warm back up. It won't go down to 50 anyway. It'll stay above that. So it's kind of an average. So I usually check mine in the evening, late afternoon, to see what my high temperature is. And like I said, it was 68 or 69. I think it was 68. So we're all good. Now tomorrow, with it being in the upper 40s, low 50s tonight, it may be a little cooler. So I'm watching it the next few days and ready to pull fish out. I don't think I have nearly the fish in there that I've had the last few years, so shouldn't be a big project. The plants will be a lot more tolerant than the fish, I think. Still not sure what I'm going to do with all those plants. A lot of them will go in some of my tanks, but you have to have the water low enough for them to get light. They can't be right up against the top of the tank if they're not getting light. So we'll see. All my plants are doing great out here. Larry D, welcome. Thank you, Rob. I know you've got a nice tub, and Rob just got in some. That's the little tank that I put out to put Nathan Sand Creek Aquatics fish in that James and he had brought back from Alabama. And they're in there. There are two of them. And I also got a couple of fire mouse in there. But I threw a couple plants in there, and look, I mean, it's just amazing. Yeah, that may not be 68. That might be just a few degrees cooler than that. Mosquitoes have found me. All right. One of the things that I've seen and heard is that people that sometimes it's the first year or it's easy to forget, but trying to see if we can see them a little better from this side. See them moving anyway in there. You see the plants go down almost halfway down. Some of them, there are other kinds of plants in there as well besides floating. But yeah, there's one of the convicts on the left coming up. That's the boss of the tank. He looks bigger than he is because it's a 10, but he's still about 2 inches now. Lots of hiding places. There are plants also growing down in the substrate. You can kind of make them out. So there's a load of plants in there as well. So anybody needing plants, let me know. I've got them. But yeah, mixing the water. If you take them straight out and take them into a tank, the pH is the biggest thing. The temperature, too, you want to have it close. And of course, it's always a good idea to acclimate them, just like, if you're getting them from a store or something. You want to kind of acclimate them to the tank or tanks you're putting them in. I'm not sure why I walked over here, just a little Burchardi. Uh-oh, Yazzie heard us. So I'm still trying to sort out, I need to get this tank set up, and I don't have anything to set it on, and I don't want to put a stand up for it. So that's still not where it's going to be, but that's where the Burchardis are going to go. And then that will be a rainbow tank, which will open up 40s. I've been singing that for a while. And let's see, Guppy Boy, there's his little guppies. The blue gold juvenile pair. That male is going to really be something. He already is, but don't want to focus, of course. Yeah. And these rainbows, I thought about just switching these rainbows out of this 33 long and putting them in the 55. That would give them 22 more gallons, but it wouldn't give them any further back and forth to swim. So I'm going to use the rainbows that are in a couple of 40 breeders instead, since those are only 3-foot tanks and those are 4. And I'm not going to give a tour of everything. I'm going to go sit down so we can look at the chat and talk a little bit. Yeah, these guys are doing great. No nitrate issues now. Somebody needs to clean that tank. Oh, that's me, I guess. Just algae scraping, that's all. All right, Mr. Yazzies. Mr. Yazzies. No, you stay in there. I'm coming in there. Get back. Get back. Get back. Get back, guys. Get back, guys. Get back, guys. Just cleaned all their play area up here and gave them new things to lay on and all that. So, oh, hey, look at that. Look at that. How about that? You can see the chat so much better here. I might just be able to do like this so I can see the chat there. Oh, sorry guys. Never said I was a videographer, and I'm not. So, did bring in a hanging vine. It's a, what do we call them? The vine back there, it's one of the variegated ones though. Pothos. I've had it outside hanging on the corner of the garage most of the summer out by my tomatoes, and I went ahead and brought it in just because lots of sun comes in that window there, and I'm going to take it out of that pot but try to keep as many of the roots on it as I can and put it in the blue tongue skink Nelson's setup. Going more bioactive with that. I'm going to be catching some critters outside too. Hey Melvin, awesome to see you. Always a delight to see Melvin rebuilding our brand. Check Melvin out. Still got Nelson in my mouth. Check Melvin out. He's a wonderful guy. Got a great channel. Always got something new going on. A very positive person too. So, hey Rico Stan, welcome. Logan's, howdy. Must have missed you. Skywatcher footage, howdy howdy. So anywho, um, today's Wednesday, so we'll have Rob 93 comes on just after me. I'm scratching. I see myself scratching there on the screen because the mosquitoes did find me, but they'll leave me alone in a little bit. RV Animals, howdy. RV's somebody that I've subbed to recently, and he subbed back, and he got a snake for his birthday, a green snake, and he just did a setup for that. And I won't spoil it, but it's kind of got a surprise ending. All's well that ends well with it, but go check it out. T-Bone just had to feed my fish. Yeah, I used to get up and feed mine, and I take a long time to feed them because I give them several kinds, like 3 or 4 kinds, every time I feed them. Hey, Danny, and welcome. Welcome. All the extra info for that. Well, what I was talking about while I was out there by it, I came on in because the mosquitoes are really bad. I can't stop scratching. But the things that people that do a lot of tub videos do, I've kind of adapted some of those things. But one of the most effective things you can do is cover them at night if it's going to get cold. That will, you don't even have to have anything in there. It just keeps the heat in. You can also wrap the tub, like you've got a big quilt or a couple big quilts, wrapping them really keeps the heat in. You know, like we do if we had a power failure and it was cold, didn't have any heat for a day or so, that really helps the heat. And if you have, I always do like completely natural. Love the look of the tank behind me. Thank you, Brad. That's that's one of the rainbow tanks that I want to kind of break down. I guess I'm sitting right in front of it. I did worse. I never know which way to go. To move out of the way of stuff. Thank you. But anyway, wrapping them, covering them, and I always don't worry, like tonight it's going down in the 40s, but it'll be back up in the 70s tomorrow. So yeah, I kind of average those temperatures. And we had 40s last night, but my tub is sitting at 68 right now. So as long as it can, the next day after a cool night, as long as it can get its sun and it's going to be warm, it will maintain the temperature. Now if it's going to be 70 and raining, we talked about that, that's a whole different scenario because you're putting cold water in it. And that's all I ever put in that tank. It's never had anything put in it except rainwater. And some of that was from last winter, just sat there, what I call fallow, just sat all winter. And when it got full when I started putting fish in the spring and plants. So lots of things you can do that really aren't much work. Just covering them, wrapping them. If you really want to extend it, like I'm in, I guess, the deep south. I'm only 20 minutes from the Georgia line, northeast Georgia, about 2 hours from Atlanta. So, and 15 minutes from Chattanooga. So I'm basically in Georgia, North Georgia. So we rarely get any snow here anymore. We hardly ever get a freeze. So year before last, I put a heater in, and I may do that this year. I'm trying to watch the long-term weather, like the month, and see how it's going to be. But I put a heater in. Shh, 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 shh. Hey, come here. Come on. I put a heater in and covered it at night a couple years ago, and it really did extend it out for a while. So there's lots of things you can do. Lots of things you can do, Danny. You use the extra shed foam to cover the tubs, even without. Oh yeah, that's an excellent idea. That's an excellent idea. I usually just use some plywood sheets that I'm able to slip under the like the crawl space, there's not really room to stand up down there. You can sit under my house, but it's not a basement at all. But lots of storage space under there. So it's where I keep all my tools, guys, and my yard equipment. So under there rather than in the garage, most of it. But yeah, I didn't think about that. That's an excellent idea, Danny. And I'm sure that really, really keeps it in even better than wood. Lance, where are you at? Just got ice? Where are you at? I want to say you're in Chicago or... Hey Joe, welcome. Another great channel is Joe's. Anybody that's following him knows that. If you're not, check him out. Neurotic is another new channel that I've been following. I see lots of you guys commenting on his videos too, but he's got a very unique style and like everything about his channel, very refreshing. So check Neurotic out if you get a chance as well. And Joe. I'm looking to see where Lance says he's at. Gainesville, Georgia. Are you in the mountains? You must be in the mountains there. Have to be. Because it only got down to 48, 49 here last night. It's hilly here, but definitely not the mountains. I'm trying to remember where Gainesville's at. Ricky and Lori. Yeah, that brings up a good point. It's not always where you're located. You're 27 miles from Atlanta. Wow, I'm surprised it got that cold there. But are you in the mountains? I didn't see that if you said that. I know there are some, there's Red something mountain there, and I know there are some mountains there. There's some mountains near here too. I can drive about that far. About 30 miles over toward, not Nashville, the other way, North Carolina, and be in North Carolina, but even just before that, we have some really big mountains over there. That's where my sister and family live, and there would sometimes be snow on top of the mountains there for 2 or 3 months in the winter. Larry said 41 on, he's only seeing 27 likes. Thank you. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. D3D. I wish I knew what that said. It looks like it's something cool. So Danny, you're in Washington State, I think. T-Bone's Australian, so they have spring coming on there, or they do have spring. I was watching a couple of people that, of course, I follow a lot of reptile channels too. And I was watching, not Cooper, Coop's Reptiles, I think it's called. It's a really cool station. And he does a channel, not station. Old people talk about their station or their channel on TV. But anyway, he was showing a vid today of his blue tongue skinks and how they were just crazy breeding, and how the males would come out and warm up for a few hours in the sun, and then they were breeding in every den he had them. He had them outside in large runs where they could enjoy being outside and exercise. And so he had a lot of breeding going on. So that was cool to see. Still haven't got my blue tongue skink to the vet, the exotic vet, to see what sex Nelson is. I might go today. They're there Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. I might just go today because I have a couple other errands. I'll call and make sure that vet's there. It's the emergency after hours vet, but one of the vets there from 6 when they open, 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. sees exotic pets around the emergencies. So I'll be off of here around 8, and I can watch Rod 93 on my phone or listen to it driving. I can take old Nelson on up there. I might do that. Hey, Andy. Happy Wednesday to you too, and welcome. Andy has a cool channel too. He does a vlog style. He uploads every day, sometimes more than once a day. So check him out. I can't stop itching, guys. Those mosquitoes really got me. I think if you rub alcohol on, it stops it, but I don't think it does. I think it's just something to do while it's stopping the itch. Chewy, have you ever seen some of the parasitic catfish of the Rio Negro? I have, Chewy. Not in a hobby, but we're talking about like some of the ones that, or wait, is that cichlids, or maybe both, that lay their eggs where the other fish lay their eggs, and so the parents mouth brood, and they end up with like one big fish or one big catfish. You know, birds do that too. I think it's the cuckoo bird that does it. Yes, it does, Chevy fish. It sure does. The only thing is if I go out to wash dog tails, I don't like to do those in my regular washer and dryer. They're just towels that they're allowed to potty on at their comb. They're old, so they go out 3, sometimes 4 times a day, but still, they're old. And, you know, sometimes when you're old, you gotta go. Nobody here would know that, but trust me, you gotta go. When you're old, you gotta go. So they have a comb that they're welcome to go on, and it has a pad under it. They don't like the plastic pad. They like to go on the towel, which is fine. So they have their own towels, like 30 or 40 towels. I'll take them to the laundry and do them. So, if I was only going to do that, I would put vinegar and or alcohol on me, but there's a major fish keeper in China that's trying to breed parasitic catfish, but you do not speak Chinese. Huh, cool, Chewy. Is he going to be having them for sale to try to get them in a hobby, or? I don't speak Chinese either. Anybody here does. I know several people are multilingual. Priscilla, for one, I don't think Chinese is one of hers. Priscilla, MKR, German is her primary, and then English, and 3 others after that. 10%, Anthony. Huh, what do you think happened? I hope you do a video on it, because I'd like to see what happened. It says 38 watching and 39 likes on this computer, but it doesn't upload. I don't think it refreshes. And I'm always afraid to refresh it. Oh, cool. Send me a link, Chewy, if you get a second. I'd like to see that. Or if you're going to use it, though. Well, I'm not going to share it or anything, but I'd like to see that, Chewy. French. Cool, Joe. I used to speak a little bit of French in high school, but I honestly made C's and D's in high school, but you had to take a language. Why I didn't take Spanish, I don't know, but back then, I graduated from high school in 73, yeah. I was 17, but it wasn't a big thing then. We didn't have the Hispanic and Spanish-speaking population we have now. So to take French or German or something like that was, you know, cool. So that had I known, when I lived in New York a couple of years in the 80s, I picked up just a little bit of Spanish, but not much. Just things like, will you have a pen and paper, stuff like that. The golden tench stuff at all. But you know the parasitic. Oh, really? Yeah, they are. Chris John, I just have the one tub and one tank outside. the mosquitoes got so bad I had to come in. But it's exactly the first 10 minutes or so of the stream, and it's just looking at them and talking a little bit about ways to extend the season and when to break them down. The Chad and myself. So you wouldn't have to see much of it if you want to go back and look like maybe 10 minutes of that. The mosquitoes got me really good. Yeah, French is such a pretty language. Speak dog, cat, and fish. Me too, Maria. Me too. My dogs speak hillbilly because they understand me. They really seem to understand me. I talk to them all the time, of course. Feeding videos, and that is the Kindura also. That's Chinese. No, it shouldn't be Chinese. Hey, I got my tanks, Maria. I got my rainbow tanks labeled. Dan and sent me the list, and I talked about doing that forever, and I finally got them printed and put on the tanks. But if I go in there, I get the white circle of death. So I need to make just an update video and show their names and show the fish and some comedy me trying to pronounce them. I've been practicing, but it's not like you can remember them. Where's Rob? Rob 93, you know it. We're partying hard in here, buddy. I'm just about laying down in this office chair. You got some cool guests on today, I saw, Rob. Some cool guests. If someone wants to... hey, Pam, I don't think I spoke to you, but I've been watching your comments. I don't think I said hello. And Peter, I'm not sure I said hello to either. I think I did him as a general hello when I was still, before I went on StreamYard. But yeah, we need to get Rob 93's link in there. I might be able to do it on the computer here. Thank you, Maria. Maria on the fast there. Quick move. I was hoping we might have some YouTube royalties. Sometimes Doug Gray will pop in and say hi. Doug Gray sent me, he loves to send me Elvis stuff because he thinks everybody in Tennessee likes Elvis. It's probably all he knows about Tennessee. So, and I don't know anything about where he lives either in New England, really, but it's going to be on my Guppy Talk stream. I've got to put it together. Awesome. That will be awesome. Yeah, I don't want to miss that. It'll be awesome. But yeah, Doug sends me Elvis memes and stuff, but he sent me one this morning. My phone dinged and I still hadn't got up. I was laying there, but it said that Mac Davis had passed away, and the connection was, he wrote a lot of songs for Elvis that were hits. And then Mac Davis was a legendary singer and songwriter in his own right. And I read it because I used to be a big fan of his. He had a TV show back in the 70s, maybe, or 80s. 78 years old, had heart surgery in Nashville, which is 2 hours from me. And had complications after that, or died from something after he had the heart surgery. I also saw, and I'm glad I thought of that, that Helen Reddy passed away. And she's Australian, and for anybody that is of a certain age will remember, she had a lot of hits in the 70s, had an American TV show, and her big hit was I Am Woman. I was watching a couple of clips of her singing that and stuff, and I'd actually seen a YouTube video of her, like a bio thing, maybe 5 years ago, and she had just developed some dementia, like in 2015. But she was also in 2015 with Jamie Lee Curtis and some other names that I don't know anymore, that are people that are, young people would know who they are. They were at some women's march or something, and she was there to sing that, and it was really cool to see her sing it 50 years later. So, yeah, Helen Reddy and Mac Davis passed. Not to put a damper on things, but Some really talented people. Maria said it got 40 watching and 39 likes. That's awesome, Miss. Thank you. Somebody texted me. I cannot look right now. That glare in that tank, I just realized is the screen from there. Duh. Oh well. Let's see here. For next season, to get started a little earlier, that's for sure. I always, like a lot of people do, have trouble deciding what I'm going to put in and then locating that and all that. I think I'm going to stick with fish that I have. I did get some goldfish, well, some Sarasa goldfish to put in, and I decided I liked them too much to put them out there, and so I have them inside with their own tank now. But I'm going to get started earlier. I don't know if I've talked about it or not, but I'm really thinking about putting a pond for fish that can tolerate lower temperatures with covers and heaters. Thinking about having, I've got a really big deck out there under all the leaves and stuff. It's 2 levels, and each level is like a bedroom size, so it's a big pond. Hey Diego, welcome. Hey Raw, welcome. Chattanooga Ed, all right, we do have YouTube royalty. Chattanooga Ed's a big star, guys. You all know him. Ed is my co-host on Sunday. He's on with Diego Pesadics. Of course, he and James have had a long-running show together. James on Ed's and Ed's on James. And he may have somebody else. I don't know. If I missed somebody, Ed, let us know. But yeah, Ed is all over the place. Hey, Sandy. But yeah, I'm really thinking about having, and not putting a lot of money in it, but building having it built a pond on my deck, the upper level. One level is like a foot higher than the other, and you just step up on it. I've got a grill there, a gas grill that's connected to natural gas. I'm just stating the fact that there's a celebrity on our local fish fan channels, our worldwide fish fan, I should say. But anyway, I want to build that and line it and have it big enough for some koi, but have other fish, like big fish that grow out, have them out there. They can tolerate temperatures that will go lower. And I want to make it so that I can have covers on it, kind of, you know how like a pickup truck has the covers that kind of accordion up, you know, they fold up, like that. People that have seen truck covers know what I'm talking about, so that I can just open it up out of the way. I think so too, Neurotic. I think it would be. And it's got like a built-in bench. I should have showed you this all while I was out there. Got like a bench, you know, built around that level. It's not on the level down there where I have my tub. So I would still have that whole level, and I might not even have to move the grill. That would probably be one of the most expensive things, to have somebody come and disconnect and move that for me. I'm sure some of my nephews could do that. Peter's got lots of thumbs out there, so grab one of them. He's becoming more insistent. The killing nerds dig their tubs down in the ground to get warm tubs for a longer period. That's pretty cool. I was seeing somebody, a discussion, and lots of times I'm just lurking and learning and listening and all that. And if I really don't know or don't have any experience in something, I just try to see what I can learn. Kind of like a hot tub cover. Exactly, Scott Becker. Exactly like that. And I wouldn't want it to look like a hot tub. The pond, you know, I would want it to look like a fish pond, but it will obviously be above ground on the deck. The deck may have to be reinforced, but that deck is built. I had 7 trees fall on it when my tub got sucked away by the tornado last summer, and it was still there. I mean, the deck wasn't injured at all. Hey, John Oliver, welcome. Yep, the middle of the week. So we'll see. Um, I thought about it so long that I realized I wasn't going to be able to do it for the summer season, but it's definitely a project. And I have a lot of the supplies. I have a cat house out behind my house, and you might have noticed it when I was showing the woods, the trees. And there's a lot of material out there, 2x4s, tiles, lots of lumber. There's a whole lot of stuff in that could be used, and it's already sized. I could just, the way it's already cut. Thank you, Chattanooga Ed. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. Ed knows that the super chats and what I make on YouTube, which isn't much. You got to make $100, and I think I made $30 for September, so I won't be getting any of that. But the super chats I do get, and that goes to the art puppies. Oh my God, the puppies over there, guys. Topics all over the place, I know, but the puppies over there that we got, the little pregnant Chihuahua, she's got 4. They were 33 days old yesterday. So we decided to go ahead and try feeding them. And there's a video. The quality's not real good. That phone that was doing the video, it's not as good as my phone is, but mine's really cool. But anyway, they went after that food like little sharks or little wolverines or something, and they ate half a can of cat food. I thought I'll give them something really smelly, and it was chicken pate with garden greens or something like that in it. Man, they ate all of that up, and then their mom licked their bowl for them. So we're going to start feeding them twice a day and gradually increase how much. They'll go to the vet tomorrow. Let's see. That video's on my Instagram, which is Kaylor Bob, I think. Kaylor_Bob or something like that. And I couldn't get turned. Their box they're in a kennel. Was so tight in the corner, I couldn't get turned. So I took my shoe off and just put my old leg over in there. So that purple leg, all those purple veins are mine. So, Pam, if you want to see that leg, that foot, I was in public, so no, what you call them, no shorts. Pam teases me about doing videos in my underwear, and I have, but I try not to do that now. I've got caught in a couple of reflections. It's gnarly. Yeah, Connor Guppy's got some Chihuahua pictures too. Yep. Purple's the best color. I guess so, because that's what I got. Somehow I ended up with purple feet, purple leg veins. Do you prefer StreamYard for the most for live streams? The main reason that I wanted to start using it, I'm actually watching the chat on YouTube. I'm not looking at StreamYard at all. Thank you, John. Thank you. Some more puppy food. Appreciate it very much. Thank you. Where's Matt? I didn't see Matt. Hey, Matt. But, Joe, to answer your question, the main reason that I wanted to start using StreamYard is so that I could have somebody up with me. I can put the link, in the chat or send it to them by Messenger or message it or email or any way you want to send it. You can send a link to somebody specifically and have them come up in the chat. So that's why I did it. It's just as easy to stick to YouTube, but you can't share the chat, or have a panel. I've been wanting to have a panel, but a couple of times, 2-3 times, I've mentioned it in description and talked about it, and I've not had anybody come up. And it may be because I'm not sharing the link. So, Bob, did you get your Santa Maria antlers from Dan? I did, Anthony. I did. And I'm supposed to be sending Dan some of those back. I've got to get off my honey and do that. Some of mine, and so instead of not letting them breed, develop that swallowtail or double sword tail. And so I let them develop, like a line of those, and they tend to be a little bigger and not as black. Um, so Dan did say he would like to have some of the males back, or a couple pairs back, or something, to do something with. So, but that was back when it was cold. That's how far behind I am. So, but I need to send some of those to Dan. Yeah, and the pricing, Anthony, I did because I wanted to sell them for more than Dan's, because I don't want to ever compete with Dan on that. So I may come back and change that to a trio instead of a pair. And I always put fry in as well. So. Neurotic, I don't remember what I said, but it's Chattanooga Ed and not the Chattanooga Ed. Yeah, you notice Ed will sometimes put his name in as the Chattanooga Ed. So he definitely has some distinction. Not to be confused with Chattanooga Ed. Ed, have you got your other tubs in now? They're still working at it. And guys, if there's anything that you want to see, any fish or anything you want to see, I've got the snake, I've got the skink, I've got the dogs, got the cats. Any tank you want to see, just let me know. The house is more of a wreck than usual, but I did, Anthony, over a year ago. I think I got a trio from him, and he might have sent some fry, I'm not sure. And I lost one. Yeah, it was a male and two females, and I lost one of the females, I want to say. And I think it was my water, not him. I ended up having to buffer my water. It's back when I had started having trouble with my water, but not like I am now. But I think he sent me a couple more. Oh my God, I've got another batch of axolotl eggs. I just see them. Dear God. It looks like they just started laying. Sorry. But wow, after I got those others from him, they just went crazy. I mean, got a tank full of those guys and babies. And they're in with epigrass that I need to thin out that Ed gave me that came from Haley. And then I've got some red cherry shrimp in there that Ed gave me. And then I've got some squid shrimp that Haley sent back with Ed and James when they went up in that area the first time, not this most recent time. And some other fish as well. All of those are doing well. But now the shrimp have exploded, so I've got all kinds of stuff. I've got some shrimp coming from, I don't know if she shipped them yet. I need to look. I haven't even hardly looked at emails today. From Priscilla. I got, I think, 10 of her, the yellowbacks. So I'm excited to get those. Dieter Hillet Kelly. Okay. I think that's a German word. I know Dieter. Oh, okay. Thanks, Chevy Fish. I think most of y'all know Matt's channel because I've called him out lots of times, but if you don't, check his channel out. Like a lot of us, he has fish, but he has reptiles, he has other things. So. I do get money from YouTube, Joe, but you have to make $100 like on your advertising before you get anything. And I think it says this month that I'm actually over here playing. I just took the screen off. I'm just going to show you guys. Where's the one that says monetization? Playlist, analytics, comments, subtitles. Oh, the dollar sign. I bet that's it. Monetization. Show you guys. It's about $40. Guess I'm waiting forever for the channel to switch. Or for the screen to switch. I guess that's not what I wanted after all. Oh well, but yeah, you have to make $100 and then anything above that you get direct deposited into the account that you set up with YouTube. Here we go. It only took me 30. Oh no. Alright, I'm gonna move the camera and see if I can show you guys what I'm looking at. Whoa. Can you guys read that okay? See that okay? I can, so I think you can. I got almost 8,000 views in the last 28 days. And this is all on 28 days. All these numbers are on. Oh, I got another subscriber in the last little bit. It was 56. Awesome. Thank you. Last 48 hours, I've had 389 views. So, yeah, I was going to show you this is all 28 days. So there's my estimated revenue for the last 28 days, and it'll start over the first day of the month. So it's jumped up. It was right under 40, so I don't know why that happened, but it's 60.75, so, or $60.75. Got, wow, that's like 2 subscribers a day. Yeah, 2 subscribers a day if I'm doing my math correctly, so that's awesome. The watch time hours have been 600, so not bad at all. But no, I won't get any of that money unless in the next 12 hours or whatever, 8 hours, it goes over 100. Oops, y'all don't want to see that. And now I have no idea if you can see me or not, so let me go back. Okay. Mob Guppy wants to see some guppies. Alright, we'll do that. Let me catch up here real quick. Oh, I can still read this. Alright. The Chattanooga Ed can't compete with Chattanooga Ed. Yeah, I knew you had started, Ed. Ed had kept his warm. He lives a little bit north of me, like an hour north of me, and it can make a difference here. And plus, he's over at the base of a mountain, and I'm not. I'm, like I said, 30 minutes away from the mountains, so his temperatures are definitely lower than mine, so it's always better safe than sorry. But yeah, Ed's got some cool videos about what he pulled out too. It's pretty incredible, so check them out. It's what I had with Swordtails 2 years ago. All of those. Okay, so let me see. We're going to go look at some guppies. Some guppies. Here's the goldies. Not guppies, but goldies. Every time I go by, they've probably been fed. Well, you see what's up here. 3 kinds of food. And they get a sprinkle almost every time. A little bit. I go by there. Yazzie's going with us, so he doesn't start barking. Let's see. Let's look at some guppies. This tank has a couple of females in it. These are Roebuck Reds. And there should be some fry in there. I've really got to get some of the plants out of there, some of that moss, but well, there are fry in there. There's lots of fry back in there, so it's a couple of, and these are the original, from the original ones that Doug Gray, that I got from Doug. Those are two of the original, and you can see they're getting a little age on them. Had them a year maybe a year. What else? Since we're right at this rack, this is the tank I was talking about with the Santa Marias. Maria's frozen. It must be on your end, Maria. Is anybody else frozen? Usually I don't have any trouble in this room. So it's got to be on your end, Maria. Nobody else is. But anyway, these are Santa Maria antlers. And of course, they're lost in the grass. But look at all the shrimps. The shrimps. Here's a female that's about to go. Some fry. It's hard to see how much is in here because of all the grass, but there's plenty of them in there. The chat stopped working. Huh. Let me come back away from this rack. Oh, thank you, Joe. You shouldn't have done that. No, it's $100 because I've gotten a couple of deposits, and it was what was above that amount. Well, thank you, Joe. More freezing. I wonder why. Yeah, I don't think it's my end. Send me your address. There's Maria back. There's Maria back. So Rob is on. All right. Y'all have a. These are the Pacu. And they'll be going to a bigger tank soon. But for anybody that hadn't seen, it's really the fish room fever tank. Platy tank is not in this room, Brad. What we need to do is, like you guys, I need to ask you earlier, and let's start calling out and going and looking, because I never get tired of showing tanks. But let's go over to Rob's. We've got the link there, and do we have a hashtag? That's weird about the chat. I'm sorry. I don't think it's me. Thanks for the super chats, guys. Tubbs, there you go, Maria. So let's do hashtag Tubbs, and I will see you guys over at Rod 93's. Thank you, mods. Thank you, super chatters. Awesome. And thanks everybody for being here. I appreciate it. It means a lot to me. See you guys. This Sunday, Ed and I are off. It's Haley's time, so see you next Wednesday.